Yo, what's up, Geek Gang?
Hey, Geek folks. Hope y'all good. What's up? As we bring forward a new, The Last of Us. We decided, let's talk about each episode every week.
Yes.
Since we are big fans of the game itself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I am pretty much excited to the direction of where this TV show is going.
Oh my God.
It's so funny because I haven't seen anyone talk about it since night. Even though it's premiered today, I haven't seen anyone say anything about it on X or whatever.
So the first thing I will say is that we are going to talk about spoilers.
Yes.
Okay? We are going to have an in-depth conversation.
Yes.
And the reason why I say that is because there is a huge event that we probably think is going to come sooner than later in the season.
Yeah.
And is based on the second game. So if you have not played the second game and you want to go into this new season, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I would suggest once the big thing happens, you will know when it happens.
You know
when the big thing happens, then come back to us.
Exactly.
Otherwise, welcome and let's talk.
The first episode, Future Days, it premiered tonight.
Yes, it
did. Man, let me tell you.
Okay.
Let me tell you. So far, the entire episode was. It started out a bit slow for me. Not much excitement or whatever, but it did develop. You see the momentum itself, and the trajectory of where
what they're trying to lay down.
Yeah, where it's basically planning on going, and I am pleased. I am definitely pleased of kind of what the trajectory is going. What you think?
So I looked at him after the first 5 minutes and said, this is how they should have done the second game, how they should have opened the second game.
Yeah.
There is so much hate for Abby, and it is not that it is unreasonable to hate her actions.
Yeah.
But now you can equally, either at the very least, sympathize with her actions, the way that they have started this season out.
Yes.
And more importantly, evaluate her actions more fairly.
Yes.
The fact that they opened up with boom, Joel and Ellie. Ellie.
From the last episode.
Right, from the last episode of the first season.
Yeah.
Ellie, do you swear that you're telling the truth? Joel's like, yep, I swear. Didn't blink nothing, right? And then the very next thing you see is them basically burying the people that Joel killed. Okay, and then you see the survivors that they don't I don't think they've explicitly linked the survivors to the people that died. However, you could just tell, you can infer that there was some important people to these people. So therefore it's like you now can start to understand this character automatically with a blank slate rather than the way that the second game did. And I think that they course corrected.
You know what? I believe that this series had a same scenario with the game itself, because remember that the game started and you see Abby involved, and you're like, okay, what is Abby? Who is she?
Exactly? They don't even.
What is she about? You don't know anything until probably the last half of the game. With this, you will see Abby, but you don't know who or why she's angry. Because
yes, you do.
No. I'm talking. All right. So let's pretend you haven't seen season 1. All right. Let's pretend that you haven't seen season 1.
Okay.
But you see Abby in this episode where she is at this burial site and she's angry. Yo, let's get her. But there wasn't no.
Yes, there was. They even said his name.
Yeah, but to me, I don't think you know exactly what went on. Like who? Why was she mad? Why was she upset?
She's buried people.
Yeah.
There were at least 6 or 7 graves there. She's
Yeah,
buried.
yeah.
She's buried people.
Yeah, but you don't know who. All right. So what I'm trying to do is kind of make you hide the idea that you have watched season 1.
Okay.
All right. There wasn't any in this season. In season 2, there wasn't any form of imagery that connects Abby to her dad. That whoever got shot. That Joel shot. You don't get any type of like footage or anything. It's like it started on her and she's upset she's gonna get Joel and she's gonna kill him.
I think the inference was strong enough because had you not even started with Ellie and Joel with that 1-minute dialogue, swear to me what you said was the truth, and he's like, I swear. And immediately you cut to now the grave scene with Abby and her compatriots. The inference is clear, even if we don't know who the people are, to the people that are still living.
Yeah.
And I think that your point there is valid. However, her acting, Caitlin
Dever.
Thank you.
Dever.
Caitlin's acting makes it extremely clear it was someone that she was close to or related to. Makes it extremely clear. I don't think they said or even show like that's dad, but
it kind of infer. Another thing I have to criticize is basically Caitlin's appearance from the game itself with Abby, where in the game Abby was more bulky, she was more muscular. With this one, Caitlin, she just looks feeble, like any
she looks normal
female.
She looks normal.
And that's the only thing that I think a lot of people probably might not like. I think for me, her appearance from the game, it's just probably downgrade for me, because I believe that Abby should have been more bulky, more aggressive looking, like she's built. She was literally built like a super soldier.
I am actually very okay with that change.
That's the only thing I didn't like to see with Caitlin Dever as that character in this.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm okay with this change, and here is why.
Yeah.
I think first of all, the fact that you have the actor, who plays Ellie, Bella Ramsey.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go backwards to go forwards. In the two games, right? In part 2, there's about a 5-year difference between part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Ellie is older. Okay, and even though she is not, I was about to say she's not as built as Abby's character in the game. Yeah. She is a little bit more built up.
Yeah.
Bella Ramsey is not.
True.
Right? And so therefore it is going to look extreme. Again, spoilers, if you haven't played the second game, it's going to look extremely weird if you have Bella Ramsey and then you have someone the size of Abby in real life playing that character, especially when they go against each other. Because there's times when Bella actually gets over on Abby, it's going to look extremely weird.
I think why I said that, why I prefer her build, is because with her being built, it seems like she is more aggressive. She seems like the one that y'all need to buckle up, because this Abby that's more bulky and everything, she looks like she is out for business. You know what I mean? That's what I would get from this. If Caitlin was a bit more bigger, bulkier, muscular type. That's for me. She would be more of the nature of someone who's aggressive and looking for revenge and everything. With this, it's just, to me, with seeing Caitlin's character now, it's like, okay, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're skinny and normal, and
I'm gonna disagree.
And that's it.
I'm okay with it.
I
hear you.
That's just how I feel with this.
No, and listen, I'm not. This is not me saying you're wrong and I'm right. This is just me saying,
it's cool.
I hear you. I disagree with you. I think that even what we've seen from Caitlin again on how she portrayed Abby in just that opening scene. You can feel her anguish and her need and want for revenge.
Yeah,
and therefore, it can translate well that revenge and savageness if she can act through it.
I get that, but I'd love to see a much more appearance than anything else, than the acting. I think the acting and the appearance kind of goes hand in hand for me to wait. Well, to for that this character be wavering in my mind that she's a threat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
She's a business because her build and how she looks. She looks like she about to handle some shit.
Tom Cruise,
you know what I mean?
Tom Cruise is a threat in Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
He's not a big dude, and we talking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, because we are actually involved in Mission Impossible from started in 1, so just along
But that's
the way.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. He's a small guy. He's a small guy in stature.
Yeah,
He's
I
still a
understand
threat.
that, but this is a new thing. This is new, so for her to be going out for revenge and she would be, her appearance would more, carry me over into her to be like, she's a threat, kind of thing.
Cool.
But, yeah. Another thing about the show was that I didn't like. Also was the relationship with Joel and Ellie.
How so?
Where is that anger coming from? Even though we did know the reason why in the games, this one didn't show much. It didn't. To me, I don't think it showed anything for her to get so aggressive with Joel.
So,
You know what I mean?
if you are going by the sequence of how part 2 unravels, yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I agree with you, but I'm going to point out something different. How episode 1 ends. It ends with the dance and how she interacts with the dance.
Yes.
The thing is, because you don't see the, I know why. Okay, I know why, to your point.
Yeah.
Why Ellie feels estranged from Joel. It is going to mess with you hard that if they go with the events of the game of like after that dance, she has an interaction that actually brings them together.
Yeah.
If they show that in chronological order to the season, it's not gonna make sense. I know I just said a lot. And again, just dance, they kind of make up, something big happens.
Yeah.
Okay? In the game. But how it unfolds is dance. And because they didn't do a good job of like, she's totally fucking pissed at this guy.
Yeah,
at this point, she shouldn't even be talking to him whatsoever. So the things that happen in the garage is non-existent. Not because it didn't happen in the game, because it didn't, but just as a characterization is non-existent.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you say that makes complete sense of like a little bit of an imbalance of how these characters got to the end of the episode.
Oh, okay. As I say, and it goes with the game as well. I just didn't understand the hate between both of them. This episode, I think they just Ellie just got so upset with Joel for no reason for me. Even though I know why the situation is, but I'm talking from a perspective of me not knowing what it's about. I don't know why. I would look at this and be like,
where did that come from?
Why is she
especially the aggression.
Yeah.
Especially the aggression. It would be even different if it was like she was embarrassed, which I think she was. But the aggression behind that was kind of unfounded.
Yeah.
In the way that they laid it out in this episode.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I guess along the way, along the season, they will kind of develop why she's upset with him, and it's a
definite because like the way that they do it in the game is that it's they go back and forth. They go back and forth between the present and then the past. It's not even the past in a set time.
Yeah.
It's like the past 5 years ago,
Okay.
then present, then a past 4 years ago, and that starts what your question is talking about starts to unravel a little bit more, then present, and then the past 3 years ago. Like there was interest. It was interesting that there was a part.
So there's a lot of space and time difference between
Right. But like I said, for what you're pinpointing is, and I think I completely agree with you that they did not develop that part of their opposite as to why she's so
upset.
Yeah, they just make it sound as if it's a problem because she's a teenager, and even the therapist is like, "You're bullshitting. What are you hiding?"
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so like Ellie understands that. So yeah,
Okay.
I agree with that.
So another thing also is the comparisons with this episode and the game. Oh my God. The comparisons are mind blowing, bro.
Yeah, and in a good way.
Yeah.
I know we just shitted on some things,
Yeah.
but there is some things that I really, really appreciated.
Yeah.
We got to see more of Joel as a person.
Yep.
As a person.
Yes, you literally start seeing him as in a story setting.
Yes.
You know, you get to know his background, where he's, you get to actually meet his nephew.
Yes.
Which is Tommy's son.
Yep.
You get to see all of that. You know what I mean? His life after season 1.
And him just relate as a person.
Exactly.
And then,
I love seeing that.
And
That
I
is
think
cool.
I feel like they took him out of rotation because he was working on like it seemed like transistors or something like that. He didn't seem like he was actively a part of
anything
killing.
Yeah.
And I think that was intentional.
Yeah.
If that is the case, that they really took him out. That's intentional, and I love that.
Okay. But the scene
and him going to therapy.
The scene in the dance was wonderful. Shot straight from the game itself. I mean, from them dancing,
the chandelier,
the kiss, the guy be like, oh, with his
Seth.
Yeah. You know, everything just looks so wonderful, and the connection that Ellie has with Dina, it was wonderful. I love that connection. And it's the same thing the same feeling I get from the game itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely love that.
Yeah, I really appreciated even the small council scene. Okay, and I really appreciated him even going to therapy. And even one of the things he was like, I'm a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So overall, this episode, season 2, it's called Future Days, episode 1. For me, I will definitely give it a 9 out of 10. Just the start of everything. It didn't give you full disclosure of what is going to be happening, but it gives you hints of the future of this season. And I definitely give it a 9 out of 10.
I also can give it a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I can also give it a 9
definitely,
out of 10.
10. Definitely.
I was thinking about 8.
Definitely. Damn.
But I'm gonna bump it up to a 9.
Yeah,
because some of the things that they did that to make it world building was much better than my faults of it.
Yeah. But by the way, one of the zombies that I do like in it
I know you about to
was
say
the stalker. Oh my God, I love that.
It was so good.
That stalker.
It was so
my God.
good.
Yep.
And I'm not just talking about the makeup, I'm just talking about the weed. Oh my God.
It was stalking Ellie, and it was smarter.
It was so good.
It
was so good.
Love that. That's my geek moment for this.
It was so
for
good.
this episode.
We both was like, yo.
Yep.
Like.
Yeah, definitely. But guys, let us know if you have watched it. Let us know what you think in the comment section.
Yes.
Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. And soon we'll be having our podcast soon, so you can listen out for us whenever we reviewing anything.
That's right. So click your notifications, click the subscribe button if you like what you see, click the like so it helps the channel grow.
Yep.
We will be back doing episode 2.
Yep.
So come back next Sunday for episode 2.
There you go. All right.
Peace to the gods. I'm Lady.
I'm Jay.
Peace to the gods.
Peace to the gods.